All right, what's up, everyone? This is Rikk Retreat. You are watching The Pumpkin Patch on HPUSA TV. Make sure you like and subscribe to all of your other spooky bitches, because here at HPUSA TV, we have all the spook, all the horror, all the fucking time. All right, today my guest is Vampyro of Salem's Ghosts, and recently joined Wake the Dead, two of my favorite local horror punk bands. What's up, bud? How you doing?
What's up, Rick? Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, man, of course.
Appreciate it. Doing good. How are you doing, bud?
Hell yeah, I'm great, dude. It's cool to be talking to other like-minded individuals, and like I had said a little bit before we started, just for all of you viewers out there, I think I am going to be getting back to doing a little bit more interviews. I was trying to experiment with my videos and more. With that being said, I am going to be showcasing more of our West Coast horror punk, goth, and psychobilly homies to get them, a little bit more, I don't know.
To get more of a reach, kind of,
Hey, man.
Get more
definitely. I think that's what we need, and I've always enjoyed HPUSA because they do that. It's just sort of hard to get more exposure for bands that aren't on that side of the coast. So with that being said, my first question to you, friend, has nothing to do with horror punk. What is your favorite 90s cartoon show?
My favorite 90s cartoon show, man, that would be Ed, Edd and Eddy, bro.
Hell yeah.
That's a little towards the later end of it, but that's the one I grew up watching.
Cool. Are you more Ed, or Eddie?
Dude, I'm Eddie. I'm always trying to get the quick buck, you know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, you're on the hustle.
But I'm not like him where he does everything half-assed, bro. I actually put in the work and try to get there. But
cool.
It's the same work ethic I think we have in common. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah. You are not only the frontman and guitarist of Salem's Ghosts, you also have started Vampyro Records,
right.
which is sort of up and coming. Tell me about that, and tell me about the sort of hustling that you've had to do for that.
Well, Vampyro Records sort of started just as a brand thing, so that I can get Salem's Records music out under a different thing other than just Salem's Records, Yeah. And for a while, I didn't do much with it because we only recorded our first EP, and then I was talking with Enzo, and he was like, "Yo, it'd be great if we can do the Wake the Dead album under Vampyro Records," and I was just like, "All right, let's go for it." From there, it started growing little by little into, okay, now we're doing Vampyro Record shows where we showcase the bands, bands that we think are awesome, bands that are like that pack a punch that have a different, unique sound. Like, let's say, like the Writhers, Salem's Ghost, and Wake the Dead. The three of us are horror punk, but when you listen to our stuff, it sounds completely different from one another.
Sure.
And that's just the idea. We're trying to grow the scene over here in LA, and if we can help bands that we think have a powerful sound, we can help them out and record and distribute, then why not?
Yeah, totally. It's for those of you who know, the last show that the Writhers played was Vampyro Records' first showcase show.
Right.
So it was Salem's Ghost, Wake the Dead, the Writhers, Jack Trippers, and it was awesome. It was that I think I could speak for the rest of the band to say one of our best shows in a long time, right? I mean, that's not saying much because we haven't played in a long time, but it was a great show. So I'm really looking forward. Yeah, man.
If that one show was something to say about what we're doing, I think that what we have planned in the future is really gonna kick some ass, man.
You guys recently released a new single, Sacrifice.
Right.
And that song sounds different than some of the stuff you put out earlier on your first EP and on the acoustic one. What was the influence for that sound to come out on that track?
It's a funny thing, man, because the first EP we had, the Mass Hysteria, those were songs that I had written way back in 2012 while I was in college. starting college, I
Mhm.
just never had people to play. You know, I was always in ska bands,
Mhm.
so I kept those songs, and then when I finally had a solid group of people, I wrote them, and I didn't write them, but I finished writing them and recorded
Yeah.
them and everything. I put them out, and they were cool. I was happy with them. Listening to them back now, I feel I can re-record them and do way better, but I'm not going to.
Sure.
But this new song, um, I don't know, man. I was into. I always listen to a lot of Sam Hain, Danzig, and Misfit. That's like Danzig's my inspiration,
Mhm.
and I just started getting into the vibe. I was like, man, I think I could really write a song in a style like that.
Yeah.
And the whole thing happened because I was watching the Poltergeist, the
Okay.
movie,
Mhm.
and originally the song was going to be called Carol Ann, and I had the first phrase of lyrics written down, and
Mhm.
I couldn't finish it, and I was just sitting on the lyrics, and I was just like, you know what, let me scrap this song, start from fresh, and then I just wrote things that were just coming to my head,
Mhm.
and I kind of wanted to make it seem like you were part of the song, like you could visualize what was going on in the song, you know,
Mhm.
even though the lyrics, there's not a lot of lyrics, they're pretty like detailed on like what's going on,
Sure.
and
Sure.
that's pretty much it. You know, I wrote the song, I took it to the band, they tweaked it a little bit, and then we recorded it, and we thought it came out pretty awesome.
Yeah, totally. It sounds like it has a lot of Danzig influence, and that's I just refreshed myself before this interview, and I could definitely hear that. It sounds very Danzig influence.
A
So
lot of Marilyn
like,
Manson too. I don't know if you
okay,
can tell that too. In the parts where I'm not screaming and I'm
Mhm.
singing, I did that technique where uh, he
The
does
sort of
like
talking thing.
talking, screaming, and then whispering and mash it all
Yeah,
into one. And
nice. See, I think, I mean, if you look at the bands that I've played in, I'm sure it's pretty easy to tell, but I like being able to do kind of things that aren't typical within a genre, within a song, right?
yeah,
Because it just makes it more interesting. Why do people all want to? I mean, I love Blitzkid, but I don't want every horror punk band to sound like Blitzkid. You know what I mean?
right.
Let's add some variation. You had said that before you sort of scrapped the original idea, the song was again in true horror punk fashion while watching a horror movie, rather, and being inspired by that, and then you scrapped it and kind of went with something a little bit more fluid, kind of going through your head. Is this the first time that you've written like that? And if so, or if not, has that sort of fluidity seeped into other songs that you're currently working on?
No, the other time that happened was I was at the movie theater and I went to go see that Slender Man movie,
Okay.
and I just remember thinking like, this is not a good movie, but I could definitely turn this into a song, you know.
Yeah.
And I went home that night and I wrote "Stay Awake," which was on the first EP too.
Yeah.
And but I like it, you know. I wouldn't use it. I wouldn't use it for all my writing that I'm gonna do because I don't want that to be the gimmick of the band where all our songs have to do with movies. Not that
Sure.
there's anything wrong with that, but I would like to have some wiggle room to express my creativity. Yeah, and I mean, like I said, that this new album's gonna sound quite different from the first EP,
Hmm.
and we're getting ready to release our second single from that album. And you guys are gonna be able to tell this one's gonna be more of a like a ballady, not a ballady, but kind of like crying on Saturday night kind of thing.
Okay.
From the people we've showed it to, that's the vibe that they get from our new single that's coming up.
Cool.
It's it's exciting, man, because this is like I was proud of the first album, but
Hmm.
this album is actually like, okay, we're putting a way more effort into the production of this, into the writing of it. We're taking our time with it, which
Hmm.
is why it's been taking a while. But I
Yeah.
feel like it's gonna be a good product, you know.
Okay. Cool. Do you know when the single is gonna, like, you have any dates that you can tease as far as single or album?
I got a buddy of mine that's he's helping us do the music video. So the song is mixed and mastered and ready to
Hmm.
go.
Hmm.
I can drop it like whenever I want, but I want to drop it with the music video.
Hmm.
And I think we're just gonna go in and film a couple of story plot shots for the video. So maybe like in like a month or two, You know,
Cool.
before December actually hits,
Mm-hmm.
then we're gonna have the video out by then.
Okay. So you guys heard it first. New Salem's Ghost single sometime before December. As far as you guys playing shows, I know that we haven't really had the opportunity to do so for a very long time. Do
Right.
you guys have a particular like style of genre that you particularly like playing?
Just any genre would do, man. You know, we play a lot. Well, we
Mm-hmm.
played a lot with the psychobilly scene because of Diabolic Events. They hit us
Mm-hmm.
up, and we appreciate that. And like I said again, there's not a lot of horror punk shows being thrown over here in
Sure.
LA,
There's
which is
like
why
there's like a handful of horror punk bands. That's why.
right, which is why the whole Vampyro thing came into play too. So on that end, we get booked a lot with Diabolic Events, but now we're gonna start throwing more Vampyro record shows, which is gonna consist more horror punk. You know, some psychobilly too. If some goth bands want to play, I
Mm-hmm.
love all that stuff. Why not? You know.
Yeah.
And who knows? Maybe like some people in the goth scene might like our style.
Yeah, totally. I guess that's the reason I asked, because I know that it's, at least from my take, it does have that sort of slower Danzig vibe that could some goth kids could like. Who knows?
Yeah, we haven't. I don't think we've gotten that much great feedback from the psychobilly scene from when we see them. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I guess it's not something that they're used to because when the psychobilly bands go on, they start racking and stuff, whatever.
Yeah.
And when we're on, they're just watching. But we have gotten messages from like a few people from the psychobilly scene that are like, "Man, you guys are badass," kind of thing. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I was
Cool.
in several ska bands.
You're in several ska bands? Is
Yeah.
that a big musical influence for you as well? Like, do you put that into Salem's Ghost stuff at all, or have?
No,
Okay.
don't get me wrong. I love the ska scene.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was with those bands, that was their bands.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to make it sound weird. I'm grateful that I was in those bands. It got me the exposure and like to
Yeah,
go out there
totally.
and play and have fun with it. But it wasn't until Salem's Ghost started that it was actually me writing the music and me
Mm-hmm.
putting everything. And it's different. It feels different. You know,
Yeah.
I love ska, but I don't mix it with my horror punk stuff. You know.
Okay. Yeah. Totally. Yeah, it's cool to just have the opportunity to do different styles when you can, because then it keeps you
Yeah.
kind of up abilities, and like you said, it got you that exposure to playing live before you started doing your own thing. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's funny because like I look back at videos of like 2009 2010 around there, and it's me playing like at the Star Wars thing, and like
Yeah.
there's a video of me where I take off my shirt and then you can hear the crowd like ah. It's just funny to me.
Yeah.
I can't do
Really.
that now, because I have the gut, but whatever.
Hey man, it's LA. It doesn't matter. No one cares. Do it.
So,
About how it was joining Wake the Dead. I know that you had played bass for them the last when we all played together. How
right.
did that come to fruition?
Oh, Enzo just hit me up a little while ago. I saw it.
Okay.
He's like, "Yeah, go for it." So
Sick.
thank you, Enzo. Yeah, me and Enzo have been hanging out quite a bit. Just talking. We were before I joined the band, we were just grabbing beers at a bar, talking business, talking about how to proceed forward with them joining the label. And when was it? I think like maybe like a month or two ago, we sat down, and right before we left, he was like, "Hey, I want to ask you something." I was like, "What's up, bro?" And he was just like, "Hey, do you want to join Wake the Dead?" And I was just like, "Oh shit." I told him I'm down. I told them that I was down to try it. I didn't want to say yes completely because I didn't know I
Yeah.
was going to be juggling both bands. But after trying it, I had a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
And I told them, all right, so I'm willing to join, but this is going to happen if this happens. Like if I
Yeah.
have a show with Salem's Ghost first and you book it, then I won't be able to play that show.
Sure.
But if you guys have a show booked first before Salem's Ghost, then I won't book one with Salem's Ghost.
Sure.
And they agreed. So it made me feel more comfortable. And then I told them, yeah, I'm 100% in the band.
Cool.
And this last show, I played bass because the guy that was playing bass for them couldn't make it to the show.
Mm-hmm.
and I told him like, hey, you know what? I'll just hop on bass for this show, and I learned all the songs on bass. And then, but originally, I think I'm gonna be second guitar player.
So not to get too much into them, because I would like to have Enzo on at some point, hopefully next
whatever
video.
you want to
But
know, I'll spill the secrets. Bro. I'll spill the beans right here, man.
Right. But no, it is cool. I think, again, this kind of comes back to the sort of communal thing, right? But it is going to be cool. I guess I will say this about Wake the Dead. It is going to be cool to see you on second guitar, kind of add more of a wall of sound to that, because I think the sound that Enzo has sort of curated kind of leads itself to that.
Yeah, and I totally dig it. Like, we've been practicing, I think, like a month or so already. It's been like 4 practices or so. And what I really like is that Enzo's not just like, play it like this, you know, like I wrote a little different things here and there, and he dug them. And I told him, you want to keep it, or you want me to play it like you played? He's like, it sounds badass, keep it, you know.
Cool.
And just from the practices alone, it's just like I'm eager to get on there with second guitars, you know.
Yeah.
To blow people's minds, you know.
Hell yeah. Well, hopefully I'll be at the next show where you're able to do that. Yeah, actually, I'm thinking about it now. Now that you're in that band, we have shows set up together. But you know, more on that later, because I can't announce anything yet. But so with you doing that, what, you know, one of the questions I like to ask everyone is, what got you into doing horror punk? You know, who are some of your, aside from the Misfits, obviously, who are some of your biggest influences in the genre?
It's weird, man, because it was mostly the Misfits, you know.
Yeah.
But I during that time I started getting a lot into like Necromantics, the Coffin Cats, and I know they're psychobilly, but lyrically what they write is what really grabbed my attention too. And I was just like, oh man, I can do that too, you know. And yeah, you know, just the basics, Blitz Kid, you know, Argyle Goolsby and the Roving Midnight. Even though they're fairly new when they dropped their stuff, I was just like, this is badass.
Yeah, totally.
Then you got like bands like The Other, they're great. You know?
Yeah, it's funny. I feel like The Other, it may not be one of his influences, but The Other is the band that I could compare Wake the Dead to the most. After seeing them, I feel like there's a lot of sonic comparison.
Right. I was thinking the same thing too. The way that Enzo sings sounds a lot like that in a good way.
Not totally. Like, not that he's copying it or anything. Yeah. Right. It just it sounds.
Yeah, and I told him, I'm like, dude, you got a fucking powerful voice, man.
Oh yeah.
No, but yeah, also like stuff like that, like Typo Negative, you know. And then one of my biggest influences is like way the opposite way from like horror punk. It's Kiss. I love Kiss. Nice. Yeah, just like the stage presence of Paul Stanley, how he's all flashy and stuff, and I try to be like that. And also why I use a Iceman, because Paul Stanley uses an Iceman. You know. So. Okay,
cool. I noticed that there was I don't think it was a show that I saw you at, but it was like a video that you put out where you had like full makeup and your hair all big and stuff. Is that part of your stage presence moving forward? Because that's a huge Kiss influence.
It was, but no, that was only for the first EP.
Okay.
You know, so what I had this idea too, that it was gonna kind of be like Ghost, how they have one pop-up per album.
Yeah,
I was thinking of doing a different theme, like the theme for this new album. I think I showed you the album cover, right? It's gonna be very like cult, like so the theme for this one's gonna be just like cult theme.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
And the first one was actually like the Vampyro, I guess, being born kind of thing.
Oh, okay, I see. Okay. See, that's cool having that backstory. Do you think that those maybe this is a general like a duh, Rick, why are you asking this question? But it's like theatrics of horror punk is definitely a big piece of it. You know, like as opposed to when you're talking about ska, right? You're not gonna see a ska band most of the time done up a certain way that's going to be like, oh yeah, they're a tremendously theatrical band. Like that doesn't really happen. Nothing against ska, right? But there's a lot of genres that are like that. And horror punk in particular kind of has this like theatrical potential, right?
Right.
And it's to me, no wonder why a lot of horror punk guys are into Kiss, because there's that kind of big, or as Alice Cooper, there's this
Right. I
sort of
was
big
about to say
to
Alice
it.
Cooper too.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
But yeah, definitely a big influence in my music writing too, or my at least the way that I present myself.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, totally.
yeah.
Is there anything that the fans should know about Vampyro Records or about Salem's Ghosts or anything about Wake the Dead that's not overstepping too much, that is sort of planned?
Yeah, man. For Vampyro Records, if you guys want to work with us, hit us up. We'll go check out one of your shows. We'll talk. For Salem's Ghost, we got the new album coming up.
Oh, yeah?
We had plans to release it this year, but it's looking like it's going to be February of next year.
Mm-hmm.
But we got a couple of shows coming up. One of them is going to be for my birthday. We're going to call it Vampyro Records Presents the Winter Solstice Show. And I'm thinking, it's not too sure yet, but I'm thinking of pressing 200 copies of the album, like hard copies, and taking 100 to pre-sell to people who like it. We're gonna be playing the album in full that night, and if people like it, they can pre-buy the album there.
Sick.
And for Wake the Dead, I think it's safe to say, but we're gonna start the recording process soon for the EP on Vampyro Records. So
Cool.
I'm gonna be a busy guy mixing and mastering it.
Yeah, man, it sounds like it. You got shows in the works, you got albums in the works, with 2 bands.
Yeah,
So,
man.
hell yeah.
It's fun though. It's definitely keeping me busy, and it's something I like to do. So why not?
Totally. Well, it goes back to the comparison to Eddie, right? It's being on the grind, trying to do what you can. I mean, for him, it was jawbreakers and money, but for you, it's probably more than that. It's music. So,
and jawbreakers sometimes.
did you have any sort of parting thoughts that you wanted to share?
If you guys haven't checked out our new single, please do so. We appreciate it. If you
Where
do
is that located?
they can find it on all streaming services: Spotify, Spotify, Apple
Salem's Ghosts
Music,
music video,
YouTube,
Netflix.
Netflix. It's not on Netflix. It's straight to Redbox. We're on all streaming platforms. You can also find us on Instagram. We don't usually do Facebook that much, but we're really active on Instagram, or as much as we can be. For Vampyro Records, if you want to hit us up, you can direct message us on Instagram as well at Vampyro Records.
Okay.
Even if you guys don't want to try out for the label and you want to get on a show, hit me up, man. We're always looking for different talent, And then for Wake the Dead, if you want to book us for a show, you can hit us up at Wake the Dead.
I think that the E in Dead is a 3.
Right.
Okay.
I forgot about that.
And at Salem's Ghosts is just at Salem's Ghosts. I'll have just for everyone to know, it's conversational purposes, but all the links are going to be below in the caption. But Salem's Ghost is just at Salem's.
Yeah, it's just at Salem's Ghost. And then Vampyro Records is also just Vampyro Records.
Yeah. And just for everyone to know, Vampyro is spelled with a Y because it's like setting a fire, Vampyro.
We're setting a blaze to the scene. We're bringing it back.
Hell yes. I love Mr. Vampyro. I appreciate you being on here.
I appreciate you having me, brother.
Yeah, man. Let's, just for everyone else out there, we're going to be on shows together in the future, so stay tuned for that. I don't know why I'm pointing this way. You're looking this way. But stay tuned for that. This is an awesome band. Wake the Dead is an awesome band. I'm hoping to have Enzo on here very soon. And as I had said, I'm going to continue to bring in Southern California horror, goth, psychobilly bands and other bands from the West Coast, to help promote them and get them out there. Another shameless little self-plug is I'm also in a band. Please check us out. We are called the Writhers. Our link is going to be below. I am also selling some Danzig Sam Hain style pins at my Etsy page, Fiendship Co. Link below. Please get some. I'm only making a very limited amount, and I'm never pricing them again.
You totally stole my thunder. I was about to say, you forgot about the Writhers. Go check them out. They're badass. You know?
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I'm stoked to see you again in the future and play with you guys and lecture in. And like I said, I appreciate you being here. This has been Rikk or Treat with Vampyro of Salem's Ghosts and Wake the Dead. You have been watching The Pumpkin Patch on HPUSA TV. Please like, subscribe, comment, fucking share, do all that good shit, and I will see you next time.
All right, I'll see you, brother.
Working extra hard just to make my way. Dying inside, a little bit my day.